Thank you for joining me here today. This is Bora Bliss. I'm very excited to be here. Today, we're going to be talking about something that I have called the vicious woman. And this is a presentation that goes off of the last presentation that we had, where I talked about a woman disrespecting her man because she feels he doesn't deserve her respect. So, today, we're just going to be going more further into yeah, who I call the vicious woman. So, um, there are a lot of women today that, um, I mean, like I mentioned previously in the last video, where he doesn't deserve my respect. So, but this one we're going further. The vicious woman. Um, so these women that I have called the vicious woman, they enraged, and they act like they are on a divinely appointed mission to stop man. They see man and manhood as the enemy of the woman, the enemy of the world, and the enemy of anything good. So these women, they create goals and they set out on some type of mission to bring down as many men as they can. But unfortunately for them, they still have to endure men in the society. They still have to endure men in the workplace and the various organizations where they find themselves. They still have to work with men. They can't get away from men. But the unlucky man in their life, unfortunately, is their husbands or their spouses. This is the man that they unleash their fury on. This man is so unlucky because he gets to experience their rage firsthand. He gets to experience their manipulation. He gets to experience the humiliation that they just pour out on him. They get to experience the shame that they give to him, and he gets to experience really like a slow death and total destruction of his manhood, of who he is as a man. And one might be wondering or thinking, like, okay, why are these women vicious, or why did they get this way? Why did they turn out this way? Some of these women, um, so I don't want to say they're born like that, though. Yeah, there's some people who are, I would say, and this goes both ways, both men and women. They're, should I say, they're naturally evil or naturally wicked, like psychopaths. Like they don't have to learn it; like it's in their blood. They're just wicked, and they don't derive joy if the person closest to them is not suffering. So they derive some type of joy by seeing other people suffer. So there's some people like that, but that's the extreme. And then there's some people who learn it. And then there's some people who, maybe because of bad experiences, like they've been hurt so much. So we're going to talk about some of these things right now. So some of these women who are now vicious, okay, they will stop at nothing but to tear down a man. Like that's their main goal. That's their vision in life, and their goal in life is to just tear down men and destroy them. For some weird reason, they do have a strong. They feel a strong need to pay back or exact some type of vengeance for what they perceive to be injustice from men. They feel that men have brought a lot of injustice to women. They feel that men have hurt women so much. They feel men are evil, like men are just the devil. So they just have this strong feeling like, you know what, we have to go out there and we have to pay back all the hurt that men have caused us. We have to just give it back to them like it is, right? Men have been wicked to us, so now we have to repay and be wicked back to men. So they see it as a mission that they have to accomplish on earth. Quite unfortunate, but that's how they feel. And then also, another way they feel is that they have this very strong and powerful feeling that, the only way that they can feel good, is if they are like men. So they want to feel powerful, they want to feel strong, right? And they feel that the only way they can feel powerful and strong is, by shaming men, is by humiliating men, is by making men feel weak and what's the word? Weak, vulnerable, and low. So when they see a man weakened, when they see a man low, in his lowest point, when they see a man weak, it makes them feel good. They feel more powerful, they feel more strong. So now the man becomes the avenue through which they get their high or satisfy their power craze. Like, they want to feel powerful. They have this crazy ambition to be powerful and to feel strong. And they feel the only way they can achieve that and satisfy that craving inside of them is by belittling the man and just making him low, bring him so down. And then also, some of these women, they are emotionally wounded, or they're still hurting from previous hot relationship, or maybe they saw their dad abuse their mother. So now it becomes their mission to punish their husbands or their spouses. Okay. Um, some of them who saw their dad abuse their mother, they may or may not, um, abuse their father or be disrespectful to their father, or, like, show disdain towards their fathers. They may or may not. They may still have a good relationship towards their fathers, but when it comes to their husbands, they pour out that, what's the word? Unresolved emotions. They pour it out on their husbands because to them they're feeling like, oh, um, if I do not put my husband in his place, my husband is going to treat me just the same way my father treated my mom. So in their head, they're like, I don't want to repeat the cycle of my husband or of a man abusing me. So now I have to be the one doing the abusing. I have to be the aggressor. I don't want to be a victim anymore. I have to be the one victimizing the other person. So they do this because they still have a lot of wounds, emotional wounds. They still have a lot of baggage that they have not dealt with, and unfortunately, the man in their life is the one who has to, deal with all their emotional baggage and hurt. It's just like a wounded dog, a wounded lion. Um, they would just attack anything they see, like anything that comes into his path, they would just attack. And that's what, like, a vicious woman is like, because she still has all of these unresolved emotions in her, and she will just lash out at her husband and just tear him down. And then some of these women, they have come to learn and act this way. So it doesn't come natural to them. They're not psychopaths, but they see other women doing it. So to them, they're like, oh, this woman is getting away with this behavior. Maybe I can do it too. Look, this other woman, she's getting ahead in life. Her husband, basically, like, worships her, adores her, or, sweeps the floor for her. Whatever she says, he does. Or, oh, look, she's free. She can do whatever she wants to do. Or there's no man telling her what to do. She's living her best life, right? Um, she can do whatever she wants. You know what? I want to be like that too. So I'm going to emulate all the things she's doing, all the nonsense. Like, they take both the good, they take the bad, they take all the poison, that she feeds them. And they just take it and they run with it because they think that, oh, that's the way to go about handling men or dealing with men. Sometimes I hear women say, like, oh, if you don't do this, this man is going to, um what's it called, he's going to tear you down, he's going to cheat on you, he's going to run away with some other woman, he's going to um leave you when you need him the most, right? So we need to put some type of leash on him, we need to control him, we need to um basically bring him low, right? Just tear him down so that he feels he needs us, so that he never leaves. So like they use their bad behavior um, as some type of control mechanism to just bring this man low. And we're going to talk about it more. But anyway, going further, this women, um, sometimes they see a man, like if they go into a relationship with a good man who's gentle, loving, kind, and all of that, for some weird reason, they would see this man as weak. And they would take advantage of him, like seriously, like they would tear this man down. They would just, I don't know what word to use, but they would just tear him down. They will tear him down with their words, they will tear him down with their actions, their attitudes. They will just make this man feel like he's lost, like he's hopeless, like he's useless. They would go to extreme measures to make sure that this man suffers. Like they would suffer this man. This man would be wishing he died. And it's quite unfortunate, but there's some men who have actually, they've died from heartbreak because of the way their wives treat them, because of how their wives just push them to the extreme and they do what they're not supposed to do. They die of heartbreak, really. And I mean, it goes both ways. There's some men who do wicked things to their wives, and women also do these things. A lot of times I hear women always saying, "Oh, men, 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 men are this, men are that." But again, we as women, we have to really come back and look at how we're treating our men. What are we doing with our men? Are we the ones who are like pushing our men to act the way they are acting, right? Um, so if we are partly to blame for this, then we need to start making these changes, right? So that we can live more peaceably with our men, right? We need our men just like our men need us. And then another reason why some women would act very viciously towards their men is because they're more successful than their men and they make more money than their men. I've heard some women say this, like, oh, why does a woman need a man if she has money? And I'm like, oh my God, what kind of thinking is that? Like, seriously. So the man is only there just because just because he has money and then you don't have money. That's a very flawed way of thinking. So they would just destroy this man because he does not have as much money as they have, and because they have more money than him, they just want to control him, they want to boss him around, they want to lord over him, because in their head they think that, oh, the man is bossing over me or lording over me because he has more money than me. But now the roles have turned. I now have more money than my man. Now he has to suffer, even if he he never like treated them badly before. But just because somewhere in their head they feel all men are bad, all men need to suffer, this particular husband or spouse of theirs has to pay for what they feel or perceive men outside are doing, right? So now this single woman, is making more money than not all the men in the world, but this particular spouse or husband of hers. Now he has to suffer because, according to her in her head, all the other men are suffering all the other women because they have more money. So now I have more money. Now I have to suffer my own husband. I have to make him pay for what all the other men are doing. Now I have to boss this man around and to make myself feel good that, you know what, I'm better than him. Very sad, very unfortunate, but a lot of women do this. Okay. So now let's move on to what are some of the signs of a vicious woman. And you can come up with more points. Well, these are some of the points that I have come up with. So, first of all, a sign of a vicious woman. This is not very glaring. Like you have to kind of like really get to know them before you can see some of these things. Some of these signs are like glaring, and some of them are very subtle. And you really have to kind of like come to know these women personally to know their motives and how they think before you'll be able to know if they're what I call the vicious woman. First of all, these women have a hatred for themselves as women. Okay. Why do I say that? These women they hate womanhood. They think in their head that they love womanhood, but really they hate womanhood because they hate the idea that they have to submit to a man. They hate the idea that they have to should I use the word appear weak or weaker. They hate the fact that they have to be the one to stay home and take care of the children. They hate the fact that they have to be the one to stay home and take care of the home. They hate the fact that they have to nurture other people. Okay. And then they look at the man, they're like, oh wow, the man, he has everything. He can say whatever he wants to say and he gets away with it. He can do whatever he wants to do and he gets away with it. He's the one who gets to go to work and do all of these, like achieve great things. And while I'm here and I'm just whiling away, dying and just wasting my life doing nonsense. Like they consider raising children, they consider taking care of the home, they consider these things to be very menial. And useless. They don't see the importance of these things. So they look at the man and they're like, you know what? I want to be like you. Okay. I hate my role as a woman. I hate my life as a woman. I want to be like you. And if I'm not like you, I have no peace. If I'm not like you, there's no reconciliation for them. There's no middle ground for them. I must be the man. I must wear the shoes of a man. I must act like a man. I must behave like a man. I must do what a man does. And you know what? Not only do what the man does, I must be better than him. Okay? And very sadly, we know a woman cannot be a man. She cannot, no matter how hard she tries. Our brains are wired differently. Our bodies are designed differently. Okay, a man is designed naturally to go out there to go conquer and compete and defeat the world. Like that's what he's designed to do. Okay, and you as a woman, you are the nurturer. We can say, okay, the man is the head. Okay, yeah, but you are like the neck. You're supporting him. Without the neck, there is no head. You are very important and valuable in your role as a woman. You do not have to be the head, right? Or to be the man to be valuable. You are valuable in your role as a woman. Without you, the society crumbles. Without you, the man crumbles. He cannot live. He cannot survive. He needs you just as much as you need him. Just as the neck needs the head needs the neck. Okay? So, a lot of these women have self-hatred. Okay? But they don't realize this. They think they're saving women. They think they love themselves, but indirectly they hate themselves. Okay. Um, and then another way that these women hate themselves, or it shows that they hate themselves, is because a man and a woman, like I always say, a man and a woman are basically two sides of the same coin. Okay. We are the same, but we're expressed differently. And that's why most of the time, or not even most of the time, that's why this is pure fact. This is nature. This is how we were designed. A man and a woman, everything you find in a woman, you find in a man. The only difference is that, okay, maybe a woman has more estrogen and the man has more testosterone. Okay, our hormone levels and the way our brains, like our the bone mass, bone density, muscles, and all of those things, right? All of these things all come together to kind of like make us maybe think differently, behave differently, and stuff like that. So for example, a man is designed to be physically stronger than a woman, but it does not necessarily mean that a woman is weak. A woman has her own strength. She's stronger emotionally, like she's stronger on the inside, right? She's stronger mentally. She's stronger in a different way than a man. She can take more pain than a man. There are things that a man cannot and will never be able to do that a woman will thrive at. For example, a man is not a multitasker, but a woman is. That's why she's able, and it would look easy for her to do. She'll be able to run the home. She'll be able to clean up the house, and at the same time taking care of 5, 10 children at the same time. A man cannot. A woman can go into the store with 5 children, go into the store, get what she wants, and still be able to organize and make sure the children are safe, everybody's good. We go into the store and we come out, everybody's fine. A man would crumble. I'm not saying there are not some men who will do it, but most men will crumble under such responsibility. Okay? So, a woman will do these things very easily. So, like I'm saying, men and women, we are made of the same stock. We're the same, but we express differently. Now, imagine I bring, let's see, a penny, a coin, right, or a dollar bill, whatever. Will you ever see one side, the tail of the coin, telling the head of the coin, look, we're different, or no, we're not the same, you know what, you're my enemy and I'm going to kill you, I'm going to destroy you? No. Like, yeah, the head is the head, the tail is the tail, but sorry, you guys are joined, you're together, you're one, and you have to work together as one. The picture I don't know if this is a good example, like when we see the is it called conjoined twins, is that what they're called, conjoined twins? So we find two different people but sharing limbs together, right? And they have their own different personalities and all of that, but they still have to learn to work together in peace. Now imagine the like conjoined twins, one is like, you know what, I'm doing that, and this one is saying, oh, I'm going to the right, the other one is, I'm going to the left. What's going to happen? I'm sorry, eventually they're just going to die, they're going to wear themselves out, they're just going to kill themselves. And that's what's happening in our world today with this whole nonsense of men and women fighting themselves. Men are saying, oh, women are all terrible, and women are like, oh, all men are terrible. I was about saying children. well, well, adults, not children. Adults, it's time to get over this nonsense. We are the same. We are the same. Okay? We need, number one, accept the fact that we need to walk in peace. We're the same, express differently. It doesn't mean that we are completely is it, what's the word, annihilated from each other. Like, we're not cut off from each other. We are not meant to survive without the other. Okay? A man needs a woman needs a man. If you're out there hating on the other, you hate yourself. You cannot say you love yourself while you're there hating on the other. You cannot say you love yourself as a woman and then you're going about hating men. A man, you cannot go about saying you hate women and then you're hating on women and say you love yourself. Like that's just nonsense. It does not work that way. Nature is designed to work on both male and female principles. Everything in nature has both male and female principles. Every single thing. So if you're out there saying, you know what, I'm going to wipe out all men in the world so that I and all my girl buddies or girlfriends, whatever, we are the only ones who are going to thrive and rule the world. Sorry, you've missed it. You hate yourself. You cannot live without men. And if a man is out there too saying, "Oh, I'm gonna wipe out all the women and be with my guy buddies," sorry, you missed it. You cannot do without women. We need both men and women. All we're asking, or all we're going for, is balance between the male and the female energetic systems in the world. Okay, and everybody's talking about saving the earth, saving the world, saving the earth. Yes, you can say that all day long, but if we do not resolve our relationship with the opposite sex, we're doomed as a race. Why? Because everything in nature has both the masculine and the feminine, and they all need to work together in harmony, in balance. Okay, so men and women have to learn this lesson and forget about this whole nonsense. But today, for this presentation, I'm focusing on women. My sisters, please, 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 men are not your enemy. We need men. We just need to know how to get to them without destroying them. Okay, we have to understand our design and work according to our design. We have to understand their own design and work with them. Okay, if it's good for men, it's good for us, because now they can finally do what they have been designed to do, which is to protect us as women. That's one of the primary goals, is to protect us. We are not there to be protecting them. We can nurture them, make them stronger, but they are to protect us and defend us and help us and guide us. Okay, so that's their primary task and responsibility. So, I mean, I can go on, but let's move on. Okay, and now another sign of a vicious woman. These women, they forcefully demand respect from their man, and they expect the man to worship them. And if the man tries to resist their demand, excuse me, for respect and adoration, whatever it is, they would just tear this man down. They become a thorn in his flesh, because they feel this man, his ultimate responsibility is to just dance to the tune. Whatever they say, he must do. If she says jump up high, the man must start jumping. If she says sit down, the man must sit. If she says lie down, he must lie down. And if he doesn't do these things, he's in big trouble. Very sad.